Everyone, gotta hit
Hi.
record. Almost forgot. Hi, you guys. Welcome to Macros 101. Coach Marissa and I are changing things up just a little bit. We wanted to really dive in and start from the beginning, explain what macros are to you, give you an idea of how to break down and figure out how much you should be eating and break down your macro goals as well. And then tomorrow, we'll be diving in a little bit deeper, talking about an itemized grocery list and how you can prepare for food prep, right? So we got to get the groceries first, and then you can food prep. So we'll be walking you through food prep on Friday. So it's going to be a really great, amazing series, and you guys are going to get so much out of it. So if you have questions, please drop them in the chats. We would love to answer them. I know nutrition is probably the hardest part of your health. And
yeah, sure to put, especially like if you have a comment or a question during this live or even after, let us know. That way maybe we can touch on it tomorrow. So we don't want to miss anything. If you're thinking it, somebody else is probably too.
Exactly. So let's dive into flexible dieting first. So we mentioned macros. We're going to talk about that. But first, I want you guys to understand why we preach flexible dieting and what is so great about flexible dieting. And ultimately, this is a great way to think about your food more so. So you want the majority of your foods, about 80% coming from those whole foods that are going to help nourish your body. And then 20% coming from foods like we like to call them your soul foods, and they make your heart happy, and they make you, so if you're incorporating these foods that you love, these soul foods in throughout the week and not depriving yourself, then you're more likely to stick to this flexible dieting lifestyle. And that's just what it is. It's a lifestyle. It's not a diet. And most diets fail because they are so restrictive.
Yep. You like cut out whole foods, or you can't have sweets or no sugars. Keto is no carbs.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, I want to do paleo. Well, paleo is great as well. Or it's got a lot of restrictions as well. And it's great. A lot of your foods are coming from whole food sources. I love that. However, we want you to feel like you're not on a diet. We want to focus on all of the things that you can eat. There's no good food here. There's no bad food here. It is just eating to fuel your body and feel your best. So we want you to have energy. And so that's what we consider flexible dieting. So let's dive a little bit deeper into macros now. So do you want to start with macros, Marissa, and talk about why carbs, fats, and proteins are important?
Yeah, absolutely. So macros are macronutrients. And so pretty much it's you have your carbohydrates, you have your fats and your proteins, and they all break down into calories, and they all serve their own specific purpose. Fats break down into 9 calories per gram. They're for your hormones, for your brain growth, it's everything that, you definitely need it. I know that, especially for women who have done chronic dieting in the past, sometimes we have to have a higher fat to get their hormones back leveled out, per se. I guess that would be a better way of putting it. Your carbohydrates are where your energy comes from, so it's definitely important. It's your number one source of energy. So we do not restrict carbs. We love carbs. I'm definitely all about carbs. Your protein building blocks for everything, for your cells, your hair, your skin, everything. And your carbohydrates and your proteins break down to 4 calories per gram. So we go ahead. Were you to say something?
No, keep going. Sorry. I'm just going to share my page real quick so we can give everyone a quick, so they can see what the macro breakdown is.
You will hear us inside the Fit Life stress and talk so much about protein, like eat more protein, eat more protein. And that's for several reasons. For one, it's more satiating. So that means that you're going to feel fuller for longer amounts of time. You actually are burning calories. Help me with this for Trista. It has a higher thermal rate. Is this correct? Am I saying this right?
Effective rate? Yes. So as you were saying, your body burns calories as you break protein down. So that's
metabolizing it. Yes. Okay. So it has several great properties to it. Like I said, it's your building blocks of all your cells, skin, hair, nails. And you're burning calories while you're eating it, and it keeps you fuller longer. So that's just kind of the breakdown of what they all are. Oh, and here's a lovely little write up. I like that.
I hope everyone can see it, and
I can see it. I'm actually, yes, I'm on I pulled it up. Okay. So
wonderful. Yes, last time I did an awesome live, I was sharing the wrong screen. So that was very sad, a sad day for me. So yeah, no, that was a beautiful breakdown of your carbs, your fats, and your proteins. And ultimately what we're talking about is we want balance. We want you to understand, like, you can have your carbohydrates and fats and proteins. All of these have amazing benefits to eat them.
They all serve their purpose, their specific purpose. Absolutely.
Exactly. So this is just a quick little mini guide of a grocery guide that I had put together, broken down into your carbohydrates, fats, and your proteins. And they are, we're going to dive deeper into this tomorrow and give you guys even more examples. That's just a quick example of one that I had put together. So today we're really going to focus on figuring out how many calories you should be eating.
Yes.
Go ask your daddy. He's out there. All right, so we're going to break down and figure out what your maintenance calories are. So first of all, as I state, so this, you guys, we are walking you through our flexible dieting guide. This is a resource that we put together. It is 100% free for you. So if you would like a copy of this, let me know, let Coach Marissa know. We will send you the link and we will get this to you. It's an amazing resource. So we're going to kind of walk through it today. And it is going to give you all of the tools that you need to figure out how many calories you should be eating. So first of all, when it comes to how much you should be eating, we have to put that into relationship to what your goals are. So if your goal is to lose weight, then ultimately you need to be in a calorie deficit, meaning you are eating less food than you are burning calories throughout the day. If you are trying to build muscle, then you should be eating in a calorie surplus, meaning you are eating more calories, consuming more calories than you burn throughout the day. So in order to know whether you're in a calorie deficit or in a surplus, we need to figure out what your maintenance calories are. And what your maintenance calories are is the amount of calories that you eat per day and your body weight stays the exact same. So something to keep in mind, your maintenance calories can change based on your body composition. However, one of the best ways to find your maintenance calories without getting too crazy or doing any like extreme math is to start just tracking your foods. We got to bring awareness to how much food you are eating at this point right now. Track all of your foods and drinks in MyFitnessPal for about 7 days. And while you're doing this, if you are gaining weight, then you're in a surplus. If you're losing weight, then you are in a deficit. So we need to figure out where you are. We can take an average of those calories to figure out where you need to be to maintain your current weight. I hope that makes sense. If you want to cheat your way, then I totally get that. You want to just dive right into it. Right here is a link to go to If It Fits Your Macros, and you can figure out how much food you should be eating. And this is a generic calculator, you guys. It's not perfect, but it gives you a starting point and we can adjust your numbers from there. So you want to be consistent though. You've got to stay at whatever your goal numbers are for at least 2 to 3 weeks before you make drastic changes to your numbers. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. No, no.
Okay, so now we're going to go into how to figure out your actual numbers, how to calculate your own macros. So like I said, we're going to walk you through it. We're going to take you through an example as well. So we're just going to keep things plain and simple. So let's say that we found your maintenance calories and you determine that 2,000 calories is your maintenance number, right? So this is to maintain the weight that you are at right now.
Right. So you're not in a deficit or a surplus. It's just your maintenance calories.
Correct. Yep. So from there, we are going to figure out your protein first. So as Coach Marissa mentioned, protein has some amazing benefits. And this is the #1 macronutrient that most people are not getting quite enough of. So we want this to be the first one that we figure out. And so first of all, your range should be anywhere from 0.7 grams to 1 gram per pound of body weight. So you'll see that as you lose fat, this number will increase. Okay, baby. So we are going to start with our protein map. So like I said, we want to keep it easy. We've got 2,000 calories is our overall total of calories for your maintenance. And then the individual we have is going to weigh 150 pounds to keep it simple. I wish I had a highlighter or something. So right there, 150 calories. So we're going to take our 150 pounds, because that's how much our individual weighs. And we're going to multiply it by 0.7 to 1 grams. Because as I said, that's how many pounds, or we're going to eat that amount per pound of body weight. So you're going to multiply it by 0.7, which gives you 105. And then we're going to multiply it by 1, which gives you 150. So we generally don't want to start at that higher number. So 150 grams would be like your max amount of protein per day. So on here, I just decided to go with a moderate amount. So we chose 130 grams of protein. So as you'll see right there, this individual, 150 pounds, will be eating about 130 grams of protein. So now we have our 2,000 calorie goal for the day. We're going to be eating 130 grams of protein. And as Marissa mentioned up above, every gram of protein is equal to 4 calories. So now we're going to take 130 grams and we're going to multiply it by 4 to figure out how many calories we have left. So at the bottom here, I took 130 times 4, which comes out to 520. So now we're going to take our 2,000 and divide it by 520. So we have 1,480 calories left. And we're going to now figure out how many carbs and how many grams of carbs and how many grams of fat for our goal. And yeah, if you guys have questions, please reach out and let us know. This definitely is, we're going to walk you through it 100%. So now that we have found your protein, we're going to go with fat. So next up is fat, and normal consumption for fat is anywhere between 0.35 grams and 0.45 per times your pounds and body weight. So we like to give you guys a range so you can choose, and you can change these numbers up too based on your goals. So we took 0.35 first, which gave you 52. And then we took 0.45, which gave you 67. So I took a moderate fat intake as well. So we just chose right in the middle and went with 60 grams. So Coach Marissa mentioned that fat has 9 calories per gram. So now we're going to take our number and we're going to multiply it by 9. So right here, you can see what we did. So now 540 calories are coming from our fat intake. So now we know we have our fat. Our fat is 540 calories. Our protein was 520 calories. So we're going to add those together, which brings us to 1,060 calories. And now we need to figure out how many carbs we have left, right? So we're going to take our 2,000, we're going to subtract that 1,060, which leaves us with 940 calories left for our total of carbs. And from there, we're going to divide it by 4 because carbs have 4 calories per gram as well. Like I said, we're almost there.
Almost.
It's confused. Like, it's a lot, but if you take this step by step, it really is self-explanatory. And
yeah, I think in the next page, you actually give them, after this one, you even give them a blank page that they can fill in the numbers.
Yes,
so
I do.
if you don't have this resource, be sure to let us know so that we can send it to you, because it's a great tool to use to figure out.
Oh, yes. All right, so our carb math, now we get to do some division. So we're going to take that 940, we're going to divide it by 4, and that gives you 235 grams of carbs per day. You guys, that is a good amount of carbs. So 2,000 calories may be a little higher for most of our, probably a good amount of our women on here. It's going to be a little high. There's a few things that you can take into consideration, such as your activity level, your fat loss goals. Like I said, we just chose a generic number. So these would be your new macros. 2,000 calories, 130 grams of protein, 60 grams of fat, and 235 grams of carbs. And then from here, I'll show you this. So this is what Coach Marissa was talking about. So you can, right here, what is your maintenance calories? What is your body weight? And then from there, you can plug and play these numbers and figure out your new macros. And as I said in the beginning, this number is going to change. Your maintenance calories going to change as well. So these are things that ebb and flow, definitely based on how lean you are and how much weight you have to lose or how much weight you've lost. So, this goes based off of weight, which we have 150 pounds. Let's say we have someone who's 220 pounds. So their numbers are going to look a lot different for their specific goals. So here, let's talk about your goals real quick. That's a great way. As I was saying, if you want to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. So our goal inside the Fit Life Tribe is slow, steady, consistent weight loss. We're not trying to lose weight the fastest. Generally, when you do, we have that restrictive mindset or all or nothing mindset. And these, you may lose the weight, but you're going to end up gaining it back because you took some pretty extreme measures to get there.
And typically, speaking, a healthy weight loss is anywhere from 0.5 to 2 pounds. And 2 pounds a week is still kind of a lot if you think about it, especially if your overall weight loss isn't much. So like, say you have a 10-pound weight loss till you're at, ideal weight. Your weight loss journey is going to look different than someone who, say, has 50 pounds of weight to lose, and it's their first time to be on a diet. They're probably going to lose weight faster and more significantly.
Yeah, and I've also, this is a really good analogy as well. So if you have, generally, you don't just put 20 pounds on overnight. It takes months, years to put on 20 to 30 pounds. And so we can't just lose those 20 to 30 pounds in 6 to 12 weeks. It is going to take 6 months to a year, maybe even 2 years to get that weight off, depending on, like Coach Marissa said, how much weight you have to lose. So we want this to be realistic. We want you to figure out how to make this fun and fit your lifestyle, because we want you to enjoy foods that you love and not deprive yourself of these things. So it makes this so much better, like a really good time. And like I said, not like you're even dieting. So, and you're getting carbs too. So you're feeling pretty good. Our goal is balance. We want you to understand, like, balance in your life, your workouts, your nutrition. We want balance everywhere so that you can really thrive in everything that you do. So getting back to a deficit, we're keeping a pretty conservative approach, which is going to be anywhere from a 10 to 25% calorie deficit from your maintenance. So if we had you guys at 2,000 calories, 10% of that is minus 200 calories. So that puts you at 1,800 calories, and that is your deficit. Okay, start there. Monitor your progress, monitor your weight, your body measurements, the way your clothes are fitting. All of those things are huge. Take progress photos along the way. See how your body is changing. If you are seeing progress, stay where you're at. If you're not seeing progress, then maybe drop another like 5 to 10% each, every 2 to 3 weeks. But you never want to get below your basal metabolic rate, which is something we didn't talk about at the beginning. And that number is the bare minimum amount of calories that your body needs in order to function and live if you were to not move the rest of your life. If you were to lay in bed for the rest of your life, that is the amount of calories it would take to sustain your body. So we never want to go below that number. And I can tell you most people's number, that's going to be, and it depends on your activity level, but it's a lot higher than people think. It's usually anywhere from 14 to 1,600 calories. And that's probably for a 150-pound female. Most people automatically jump to a 1,200 calorie diet, and 1,200 calories is extremely low for 90% of women, unless they are, under 5 feet tall and a smaller frame. So
and
my daughter
messing with your hormone levels and stuff like I was talking about earlier.
Exactly. And that's why fat is super important in your diet as well. We don't want to cut it down extremely low, especially for females. We have you guys at 35 to 45% of your calorie intake coming from fat. You can go a little bit lower. You never want to drop down past 25% of your overall calories coming from fat, especially for females, because that helps your hormones function more optimally. And then, of course, if you want to gain muscle, you have to be in a calorie surplus. So you're going to add anywhere from 250 to 500 calories above your maintenance phase. And you can't just eat the food. You have to put in the work too. You have to be doing resistance training in order to build that muscle. You can't just be like, I'm going to eat 2,500 calories and get big and bulky. It doesn't work that way. You're going to just start getting fat. And I'm
getting overweight.
it's not fun. So that is exactly what we wanted to dive into today. I think the rest of this is just putting your food into MyFitnessPal, which is some great information as well. Here is a real life example of what a balanced meal looks like. You have your chicken breast right there. That's your protein source. You have your avocado, which is fat. And then you have a sweet potato, which is your carb source.
And there's like some green leafy veggies. Is that spinach underneath?
That's some spinach, and then there's some tomatoes in there, and then a yummy little ranch avocado drizzle on it. So that looks so good to me right now.
Yes. I hope this is helpful for everyone. We wanted to keep it extremely simple so that it was easy for anyone at all levels to understand. And if you have questions, please let us know, because we are going to just keep continuing right along this week with giving you guys all the information to help you reach your nutrition goals.
Yes. Oh, that was fun. I know it was very nerdy. I enjoy that. I know you enjoy nutrition too, and you love helping people with their macros. So that's actually a really important reminder. This is September, and we are doing Self-Love September. So tag both of us in your self-love selfie, doing an activity where you are filling your cup. Tag us and you'll get a free t-shirt or a nutrition consultation call with Coach Marissa, and she will help you dive in and really determine what your numbers should be and give you a little game plan on how to reach them.
Yes.
So as Coach,
we have like a week and a half left of September, I think. So
we do. Yeah. Today's the 21st. So
it is get started.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome and really jumpstart your guys' health and fitness journeys right now. Um, so tomorrow we're gonna be diving a little bit deeper into your staple foods to help you reach your numbers once you have figured them out. So if you guys have your numbers, come to us tomorrow and maybe we'll do a live example on how to reach them. And we'll talk
Yeah,
about
I like that idea.
your yeah, and we'll help you guys with an itemized grocery list, which is going to lead into Friday's live where we walk you
Meal
through how to prep your food.
prep.
All right. Well,
All right.
thank you for joining us. And we will see you tomorrow evening.
All right. Bye, everyone.